Dude, did you see the new Kanye video from last night?
Also with Skeet?
With Skeet, yeah, he buries a claymation Skeet alive.
Does he?
Yeah. Kind of fucked.
That claymation freaks me out whenever I see
It's a very eerie video.
I gotta watch it.
Aesthetically, I do like it. I just wish he wasn't
Being so mean.
threatening to bury someone alive, especially because he's been out dating God knows how many girls. It's just such a bad look.
Who's Skeet?
No, Kanye.
Oh.
He's been out dating a ton of girls, but then Kim dates one guy and he threatens to bury him alive.
I think
publicly.
He's being tongue-in-cheek, I think, Kanye.
You think?
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure he's like, you can always just say, oh, he's doing it for artistic purposes, but I don't know, he's just being an ass, I think.
Has Pete commented on it? Like
no, he hasn't come out and said anything. He doesn't even have social media, so I don't think he's been on SNL the last few episodes.
Oh, really?
He's probably afraid for his life.
What is Kanye gonna do? Rap about him?
Make some new shoes about him?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still scary. I don't think I'd want someone making a music video about me.
Kanye coming after you.
Yeah, Kanye drops the Matasaurus Rex diss. I'm fucked. That would be so
I knew
bad.
this would happen.
Oh, I knew it. He saw me liking Kim's pictures on Instagram. Now he's coming after me.
Also, this is claymation, so this took a while to make.
Yeah. Well, the song came out a while ago.
Right, but claymation doesn't take like a week. I'm
sure he has a team too helping him out.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, no, that took a while, so he thought about it.
Right.
It's just awful. I don't know. It just gives me such a
hold
gross
on,
feeling. Hold on. Yeah, hold on the phone. Yeah, go for it.
Chicken Run.
Yes.
That was claymation.
That was claymation.
How long did that take to make?
I bet that took years to make.
So, how long did it take to make Chicken Run?
And how come during that whole process they didn't think, oh, this is a stupid idea? I get bored making a TikTok for 2 days. I don't know.
Okay.
Jesus.
3.5 years it took to make Chicken Run.
And they had to research the film to a chicken farm in Yorkshire. Why?
So, what that tells me, all right, I know this was 2000, but like nowadays it'd probably take 6 months to a year to make?
Yeah.
So how long have they been dating?
Kim and Skeet?
Yeah.
Not long. Do you think this is all fake? You think it's all publicity?
I think so.
It could be. I would not be shocked. That is the feeling I've been getting lately about just everything in entertainment. It's all distraction.
October.
8 months. So like right away, he probably started this.
So he started this claymation right when they started.
That is the definition of rent free.
Or it's been a year in the process.
Well, I think Kim and Pete have like broken up. I'm not super plugged into the situation.
I'm not either.
But
obviously.
I think, yeah, clearly. But still, yeah, just weird. Yeah, it might all be fake. I would not be surprised with how crazy some of it's been. It literally just might be to help boost his album sales, and then Kim gets money out of it, and Pete maybe just gets left out to dry.
Right. Well, then he's got a Netflix documentary out right now too, Kanye.
That's very true.
So
that could be the case. Thank God nothing fake happens in sports.
I know, right?
Sports are so just true and authentic.
Yeah, there's nothing. It's all, it's all natural as human beings.
100%.
No
human stories.
Right.
No, none of the Hollywood fa-la-la bullshit.
No performance enhancing things happening in
Absolutely.
sports.
No, it's humans with human struggles.
Right.
Doing human things.
With crooked refs.
A little bit. That's why I always love the argument when comic book nerds and superhero nerds go back and forth, like talking shit about each other. Like, you guys are literally both nerds about the exact same thing. You're both saying, oh, my thing's about human struggles and like real stories. Like, that's the argument sports fans will make, and that's the argument like comic book nerds
but then
will
like
make.
sports fans will make fun of nerds.
Yeah, and nerds just aren't strong enough to make fun of sports fans.
Well, we're all into something that's weird and like, I don't know, sort of counterculture, air quote.
What are you into that's weird?
Wrestling, pro wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
I would say that's weird.
Probably. I definitely felt some type of way when you told me you were a pro wrestling fan.
Right.
And not even like a bad thing. I was just like, oh, that's different.
And you're a Drake fan, so it's kind of,
Drake is the opposite of counterculture. Anyone who dislikes Drake is counterculture, I would say. Drake is the most milquetoast thing to like for anyone.
Well, what's your weird thing then?
My weird thing that I'm into? I get pretty into like certain like TikTokers or YouTubers and stuff like that, and like I'll follow like their story off of their videos.
So just like
stuff
internet
like
personalities.
Yeah, niche internet micro celebrities, I would say.
But yeah, and again, I think most people have that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think everyone's got a thing.
Yeah, everyone's got their own.
I mean, some
niche.
people keep up with the Kardashians. That's a thing too.
Obviously, we haven't been keeping up with the Kardashians.
Well, the keeping up with the Kardashians ended, and now they're just doing the Kardashians. They took a year off, and now they're doing a new reality show.
Oh,
It's just called the Kardashians.
see, I
It's
can't
on
keep
Hulu.
up. I can't.
We
keep
gotta
up.
keep up.
I can't.
I don't know what else. What's this podcast for? If we're now that the NFL's over, we gotta switch
We gotta
to the
keep up with
Kardashian,
something.
the Goose Egg Kardashian podcast.
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to the Goose Egg Sports Podcast. By the way,
That was a long intro.
that was we tried. March is here. I would argue March is the number one sports month of the
No.
year. What do you think it is?
November.
November?
I like November a lot.
What reason?
Football is kind of full-fledged going. College basketball starting. NBA starting.
So you like fresh beginnings.
Yes.
See, I like endings. So I think March. I even would argue May is an elite sports month, like Western and Eastern Conference Finals. I get really into those.
Yeah, I mean, May's just an underrated month in general.
That's my birthday month. Thank you.
Oh.
May is I would say March is an underrated month though. Overall, I think March is top 5.
Yeah, it's my birthday month.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I would say, yeah. March is good too.
Yeah. You've been watching a lot of college basketball these past few weeks?
I have. I watched the Wisconsin-Purdue game. Great game.
Was a great game.
Purdue's center, Edie, is a freak. He's like a 7-foot post monster.
Well, let's be nice. You could say great player instead. I do love when analysts will say they get so creative with their description of player, like, oh, that guy is a freak of nature. He's a monster. He's a psycho. It's like you could just say he's a good player. I don't like I get what you're doing for like a narrative sake, but you might be like planting some seeds of doubt in that person's head.
Well,
That's a real person.
That's the wrestling fan in me. I have to like sell it. I have to like make it sound more grandiose.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Give him some bona fides. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus, these are some big words thrown. We haven't done any big words on this podcast in a while.
Yeah, I like Purdue. Wisconsin those kids played their hearts out.
They did.
So me and my brother have a joke. The state basketball tournaments are about to happen.
Yep.
Across probably everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere. And like the North Dakota like state basketball championship always has the most North Dakotan people announcing.
Oh yeah.
Like with the very thick accents.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like once a game, like there's be a team playing well. And one of the color commentators will say, "Oh, those kids are just playing their hearts out."
Just like forgetting the actual analysis of the sports
Right.
and just turning into a parent, basically. Like,
Yeah.
just turning into mom mode. That's the most mom thing ever. You could get blown out by 50 and your mom will still come up to you after the game. Oh, sweetie, you played your heart out. Way to go.
Mhm. Yeah.
That is the most mom shit ever.
Yeah, because like he has like nothing else to say, and he's like, "Oh, I have no one else." It's like, "All right, go to the safety." Those kids are playing their hearts
Pretty
out.
much. And they could just be walking around on the court, not giving a
Down
damn.
by 20.
100%.
Yeah,
You can't be playing your heart out if you're down by more than 10, I would say.
yeah. Do you get like into like state basketball at all?
Little bit. I was really into it like when I was in high school.
Yeah,
I'm more so college, I would say.
right.
It feels weird for me to follow high schoolers with no affiliation to them.
I think once you reach like your 30s and 40s, you start to appreciate high school basketball more.
I think so
You
too.
want to follow that more and more. And
I would
more.
agree. I think now that I'm in my 20s, I'm still just into like the sleekness, I guess, of college basketball and pro sports. But I think, yeah, once you get like old enough where like,
When you're parent age, I should
yeah, when
say.
you're parent age, when you like someone like if you have kids playing or if like your friends have kids playing, or you just like, I think you get older, you just like, yeah, I think you just get more invested in your local community too.
Mhm.
As you get older. When you're in your 20s, you're still like, oh, I still like might move around. Like there's still a whole world to see. But when you're 30s or 40s, you're more likely to be staked into one community and invested in that.
And you probably like know the coach of that team.
Yeah,
And
you
some
just have
sort
some
of
sort of connection there. Like my dad, he follows high school basketball, and none of his kids have been in high school for 5+ years at this point.
Yeah.
But he'll like still watch the games.
Yeah.
Like he will bless his heart, he will like try and find it on YouTube somewhere. He's looking for like Sioux Falls, Washington football, and he's like, there's like 3 people watching live that like some shitty like kid is like
Yeah.
is doing live like part of the journalism program for the school.
And it's probably like they're filming on an iPad.
Yeah, but it's shaking all the time, or he won't even realize like he's missing half the plays. But my dad will watch every single week. He watches every single high school football game.
Wow.
He used to coach for them too, though, so he still has some sort of a connection.
Okay.
But yeah, he like you just get invested. I think when you're just invested in the community,
Mhm.
and I think you appreciate like how hard the kids work too.
They play their hearts out.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed like kid thing because like dads will watch one NBA player walk on a court once and then swear they'll never watch the NBA again.
Yeah. Dads hate the NBA. Most dads hate the NBA.
There's nothing dads hate more than the NBA besides maybe LeBron. Why is that? Why do dads despise the NBA so much?
I think it's an effort thing.
Yeah.
They watch like one regular season game.
Yep. Exactly. They never watch like a playoff game. Like the one time this last year, my dad and I watched the Bucks Suns like closeout game together, and that game he was really into because like both teams were playing really hard.
Right. They're playing.
But yeah, if they're gonna tune into like a January Lakers game just to hate watch LeBron,
yeah,
it's not gonna go well.
And then they'll be like an old head, like the NBA is not what it used to be.
Yeah. Now when Kareem was back in the league,
right. Yeah, George Mikan was.
Dads love Kareem.
Oh yeah. They love him. And that's about it.
Bill Walton,
they like.
Yeah.
Steve Nash, they liked kind of like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Who else would they like?
They like, I think they like Luka now.
Yeah, they like
There's a common thread here. I'm not going to go. I'm not
you guys
go
know
there.
the common denominator that's happening.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, I don't know what it is. Dads just hate the NBA.
Mhm.
And I try so hard to like, I don't try that hard anymore to get my dad into it. I used to like the last 5 years, like, you got to watch, like, there's so many great players like right now. I'd say the league is probably deeper in talent than ever before.
Yeah.
And like now every time I go home, like probably within half an hour of the conversation, he's like, yeah, just nothing on TV to watch. I just can't watch that NBA anymore.
Yeah. Might as well just pop in some old high school highlights.
Pretty much. I think they'd be happier if like there was just an NBA rerun channel where they could just rewatch like old Kareem games.
Yeah. The NBA Network does that sometimes in the off season, but yeah. Other than that, speaking of the devil, so going back to the college basketball thing.
Yep.
I like my pick to be in the Final Four is Arizona. I saw them play USC the other night. Holy buckets!
They good?
Yes, they can do fast breaks. They can hit the three. Very athletic guys they have on their team. I think they could beat Gonzaga.
So when you're looking for like a team that like might be that Cinderella team or might be just a team that can make it far in the tournament, what are you looking for? Because I think what you look for is probably different than I look for because you actually follow college basketball pretty consistently.
I look on like if they can go on big runs.
Okay.
If they can look like an NBA team.
Basketball is a game of runs.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yep. Football's a game of inches. Basketball's a game of runs. Soccer's a game of angles.
Yeah. Just like stretching the floor. If you can hit a three at any point of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you can just absolutely fucking bury good teams. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, they buried USC. They beat them by like 15, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they were like a conference rival too.
Yeah.
So that's another big checked box there too. That's kind of what I look for. When for like dark horse teams, I'm just seeing if they can like make a comeback at any point.
Yeah.
If they can keep any game close. Like especially if they play well in the second half. This is obviously pretty obvious analysis, but
that's what the people are here for.
Right. If they can like always just kind of be in the game and have a none on their team, that's usually what I look for.
I think the thing I look for most is what teams are the most calm in the last 2 minutes. Because there's like memes about this and stuff, but every March Madness game, the last like 30 seconds are fucking chaos. The ball's always like rolling around on the floor. Guys are like falling over each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I'm used to watching the NBA, so I'm always expecting a foul to be called to like stop the action, but it never is. Like there's nothing more chaotic than the last 15 seconds of a March Madness game.
Yeah, I love college basketball refs.
Yeah. I do enjoy that as well. It's a really nice like change of pace from the NBA.
Yeah, because they will let a lot of shit go.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate them much more in the NBA.
If you watch the last 10 seconds, it's literally guys will fall over each other. Like the ball's just like rolling and everyone like watching is like standing up.
The coaches are just screaming.
Coaches are like on the court half the time. Like might as well go pick up the ball and shoot it themselves.
Fucking Bruce Pearl is always on the court for Auburn. He's Auburn's head coach. Like he is like sometimes 5 yards away from the sideline.
Yeah.
Then the refs
how do they never call that?
I don't know. They might do, but there was one game and there was Auburn, Florida a couple of weeks Saturdays ago. And like it was like the last minute of the game and Bruce Pearl is just like walking up and down. Like he's almost like he's over the 3-point line on the baseline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like what the refs is not doing anything.
I love it. I love when the coaches like that's like their one chance or like their little kid will come out. There's like some coaches who will like jump up and down and like wave their arms and do that shit and just like screaming incomprehensible things.
Yeah.
It's such like just pure untapped emotion.
It's madness.
Shit.
And it's in March.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Full circle. That's madness, man.
That is, yeah. No, it's very aptly named.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say I just look for the teams that are the calmest in the last like 2 minutes, just because I know how crazy it is. And I'm a sucker for like having like one superstar or like one player that can take over a game.
Right.
It's a lot less noticeable in college than it is in the NBA, just because you recognize the faces and the names and stuff. But you'll notice it. Like you'll notice the teammates will start to look towards one player to like kind of step up and make a play.
Right. Yeah.
And every now and then you do get those like bona fide superstars like a Zion or a Frank Kaminsky, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Two very different players that just threw together there. But
yeah, keep an eye on Auburn Jamari Smith. He's a very good player.
Is he?
Yes. He's like 6'10". He can shoot the three.
Yeah.
Very good player.
So you like Arizona as a Final Four team?
Yeah, and maybe win it all.
Really?
It was plus 900 for them to win it all, and I put a bet in. So
let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I like Providence, I think.
I don't watch the Big East enough. I don't know anything about
I barely do either, but I've bet on them the last few weeks and it's worked out really well for me. So I think I'm going to ride with Provi.
I always bet on like when we do brackets in grade school or whatever.
Yep.
I'd always put Xavier in like the Final Four.
Yeah, we've talked about this, I think. Just like there's certain names that always, like if I'm going to go like, Xavier versus like Ohio U or something like that, I'm going to take Xavier just because they have a cooler name.
Or like, Miami of Ohio. It's like, ooh, that's cool.
Yep, Xavier. Loyola.
Mm-hmm.
Loyola always gets to first, at least through the first round for me.
Mm-hmm. George Mason used to be back in the day because they made that big run, and then I like always picked him to go far like the years following.
I had a thing. I think I'm gonna stop doing it this year because it's just starting to screw me over. And now that I'm like playing brackets for money since I'm a grown up, I had this thing where every single year, at least one bracket, usually like my main bracket, I will have Ohio State winning it all if they're in the tournament. I think it's because the one year I didn't I think the first year I ever made a bracket, Ohio State like won it all. So, and I've always liked Ohio State for some reason. I've always like been a big Buckeye fan. Yeah. So every single year I pick Ohio State to win it all in like my main bracket. In the last like 6 years, I think they've lost in the first round. So it just hasn't worked out for me. So I think I'm going to break that this year. I'm still going to have them winning in one bracket if they are in, but
I think they're ranked 23 right now.
They're close,
yeah,
I think.
It's somewhere they're kind of on the tipping point.
Yeah, so I think I'll still do it for one. Are you a just make one bracket guy, or do you make like all?
I'll do like an online bracket. I'll do an office bracket, and then I'll probably just do another with my family.
I'm a guy who makes all 25 that ESPN allows you to on the app.
You're cheating though.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Well, the reason I do that is because of Warren Buffett's offer. If anyone has a perfect bracket out there, he'll win $1 billion. To me, I'm just buying extra lottery tickets for free.
He's lying.
I think he would do it if someone had a perfect bracket. Dude, I used to have.
He's such a liar.
In college, I was going through like I wouldn't even call it a breakup. We weren't even dating, but it was like my first real like heartbreak, I would say. And I spent and it was right when March Madness happened, and I spent weeks just fantasizing. Like I had this just deep fantasy in my head that I had a perfect bracket, and I was like going on news. I was going on like the Today Show, like talking about it, and I was like going to the game, and it was the most detailed, intricate fantasy I've ever had in my life. And it would go on for weeks, and it was like the only thing that would keep my mind off of like, yeah, my bracket's gonna be perfect, and I'm gonna like become a celebrity, I'm gonna become a billionaire, and I'm gonna come flying over this campus in a helicopter, blasting Whatever You Like by T.I. and just throwing money on the whole campus. And then the season came around. I like started researching because I'm like, I'm gonna make this happen. And then I was eliminated the first game.
Yeah, I didn't think you got very far either.
No, God, no. It was, but yeah.
Back up.
Yeah.
Part of your fantasy was being on the Today Show.
Because I was going to become like, so because usually there's not a perfect bracket left after even the first weekend. So after the first weekend, SportsCenter was going to do a little feature. I'm like, hey, there's still some guy left.
There's only 300
And then after the second weekend, I was like, oh shit, this might be for real. Today's Show was going to have me on. Because then it was like, oh, like, because now these teams are, because now like, because so like, I don't remember who I had winning it all, but like I think because it was gonna be like public information that like who my bracket is, so like everyone knows like who I'm rooting for, and then like the team would invite me to like the locker room to hang out with them because I'm like part of the team since I picked them, and like I'm rallying around them, and then like Today Show would have me on. I would be at the games and like they would do like little cutaways to me. They would do there was gonna be at the end when it was like my team was gonna win by 10. And like the cutaway was that I was gonna be like giving Kendall Jenner my phone number because like as the TV cut on me and I was like look at the camera and be like, and that was like the pinnacle of the whole thing. I can't believe I've never said this out loud to anyone before, but it was the most detailed. It would every single time I was walking to and from class, because it was like I was at University of Minnesota. It was cold and the walks are pretty long between like stuff.
Town.
So yeah, you just like have a lot of time. I would blast like TI or just whatever, and I just had a lot of time to like really picture this. And I'm a big like fantasy, like in my head I'm doing a lot of fantasies usually, and that was just the most detailed one I've ever had.
Wow.
But yeah, the Today Show, I had my outfit picked out and everything.
Yeah, go shake Matt Lauer's hand.
Yeah, at that time it would have been Matt Lauer. Yeah, just hope he doesn't invite me to his office.
Yeah. Hey Matt, why don't you come back here?
Oh yeah, but yeah. So maybe this is the year though. I think if I get a perfect bracket, I would not shut up about it. You guys would just never see me again if I won $1 billion.
Yeah, you'll be on the Today Show.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think ever in your life you'll be on the Today Show?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I do have a feeling. I'm also riding pretty high right now. Like overall, I feel very great about myself today. I don't know what it is. Something's in the air. I think I had a really good workout this morning. I had a really good night last night. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Good for you.
So yeah, I do think I'll be on the Today Show, but I would not do that first. I would do CBS This Morning before the Today Show.
Oh, and then talk to Nate.
Exactly.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. Anyway.
That got a little derailed.
Yeah.
Glad you guys stuck with me through my fantasy talk there. You want to talk a little bit about Duke? I'm actually kind of in the dark about what's going on with them right now, but
so Duke plays North Carolina this week.
It will probably be the last time, right? For the Duke UNC matchup
with Coach K.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not the last time.
Sorry. Yeah.
Unless a fucking missile hits us all. But Coach K's last game. And Coach K has put a special request into the NCAA to be in the NCAA tournament. Usually Duke is in the East, but now they want to be in the Midwest because Coach K's hometown is in Chicago. And I think that's where they're playing like the regional tournaments.
Does he have that type of poll?
It's a special request, so maybe it'll go through.
I could see them doing that just for the TV bonus, I guess.
But I think people will watch Duke regardless.
That's very true.
Whether they're fucking...
Especially because every game has a possibility of being his last.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
That's interesting. I guess, does he just want like his family to be able to come or?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Plus, I don't know. Coach K is a pretty big dude.
He is.
Not
physically.
Not physically. He's like, what, 5'6"?
I think something like that.
He looks like a tiny man.
He does.
How tall is he?
He looks like I always think he looks like one of the Keebler elves. Like who live in the tree and make the shitty fudge cookies.
He does. Also, his name
stupid.
Krzyzewski. It should be Krzyzewski. It shouldn't be Krzyzewski.
It's Krzyzewski, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a stupid ass name. How dare his parents give him that last name and then just name him Mike with the first name?
Well, thank God he went by Coach K.
Yeah, 100%. He would not have the legacy if he didn't have that nickname.
Coach K, yeah.
Yeah, because no one on ESPN would talk about him.
He's 5'10".
Oh, so that's not super short. JJ Redick is 6'4". That surprises me.
Roy Williams and him are the same height.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless.
That's very interesting though. I can't imagine that's ever really been a thing where like a coach has made a request to like had just the confidence like I can make this request to change our whole conference and like have it be a legitimate request that the league might actually like bend to.
Yeah, and I'm 50-50 on it if NCAA will do it or won't do it.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
The NCAA just seems like they get everything wrong these days. And so they probably won't. Is it unfair? Like because would like the other Midwest teams be like, screw this, we can't have like Duke coming in here?
I mean, I don't know if you give them that much power. Have a coach bigger than
that sets a kind of a bad precedent. Yeah.
So I think they shouldn't do it.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
And it just feels like, I mean, he's been coaching for like 50 years or something. Probably not 50.
75, somewhere in there.
But like, if anyone wanted to come watch him from his hometown, they probably had a lot of opportunities to do it.
Does anybody have fucking YouTube TV around here?
Yeah, does he have a fucking what type of bum family? Like, oh yeah, if you're ever in town, we'll come watch you play. It's probably what it is. He probably has like an uncle or something. He's like, yeah, if you're ever in town, let us know. We'll probably swing by. And then they actually get to go there, and he like looks up into the stands, and they're not there. He's like, ah, shit, sorry, I had just like some shitty ass excuse. He's like, yeah, we ended up going to a movie instead. We're pretty tired. We were out pretty late last night. We're pretty tired. Sorry, man.
Yeah, and it's like he could get a PJ anywhere, private jet.
Yeah.
So like, why wouldn't he like fucking do that? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe he just wants to sleep in his childhood home in Chicago.
Maybe.
I
Do you
don't
think
know.
he's going through a little bit of a like 3/4 life crisis, and he's like trying to
Probably.
figure something out?
Oh yeah.
He wants to sleep in his childhood bed. He wants to do a slow walk around the hometown. You know what he wants to do? He wants to be that guy who like made it from this happens every year. That night before Thanksgiving, you go back to your hometown and everyone's like, you go out to the bar. At least this happens in your 20s. You go out to the bar and you're like talking to everyone. And you're kind of like puffing out your chest a little bit, like, oh, I've been doing so and so, like, oh, I just got married, or oh, I just got promoted at work.
Yeah.
He wants to do one of those. He wants to go out to his hometown bar the night before. He's like, oh yeah, I just completed a 50-year coaching career, and I'm probably the best college coach of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I got 8 championships.
What have you been up to?
Yeah. Oh, you're working at an auto body shop. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
That's probably fun. He probably get flexible hours with that. That's all he wants to do. He wants to go flex to his hometown friends who haven't been paying attention to him whatsoever.
He's like, yeah, I got this tournament in town.
Yeah, I'm here for work.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he wants to do this. That's ridiculous. Don't let him do it.
It's madness, but it's my life.
It's madness. That's gonna be the name of his movie eventually.
Madness.
This is madness.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's my life.
Yeah, so ESPN's doing a huge broadcast this weekend on the Tar Heels versus the Blue Devils.
I'll be checking it. Do we have a line for it out yet? Do we think?
I don't know. I didn't check. Definitely Duke is favored, probably by double digits.
Yeah, is UNC good this year?
Not really.
Okay, so it'll probably be a bit of a blowout.
And Duke beat him by I think 20 this year when it was at North Carolina.
Ooh, yeah, so it'll probably be rough.
Also, and then Jay Billis is announced in the game. I had thought about Jay Billis. I always think like the Kirk Herbstreits of the world, the Jay Billises of the world. I feel like all they know is college basketball. And if you were to ask them about any other sport, they would have no fucking idea.
100% believe that about Kirk Herbstreit. I don't know Jay Billis that well, but I know I don't think they know that much about any other conversation. I think you could be at like a dinner party with them and be like, yeah, the shit in Ukraine is really crazy right now. He's like, not as crazy as the recruiting class for Ohio State looks this year.
Yeah,
just cannot read the room whatsoever. Kirk Herbstreit, I've looked him up. He does say all he does is watch college football tape year round.
Right. And then maybe a little bit NFL, but I feel like if you ask about NBA questions, we have no idea.
Yeah. Do you think he knows who Donovan Mitchell is or anything like that?
Yeah. Definitely doesn't know who John Morant is or anything.
No.
Yeah. I just always think of that in my head.
I don't know if I would enjoy as a sports fan, I enjoy being slightly invested in multiple leagues. I don't think I would enjoy just being a fan of one league.
Right. You won't want to be like a Colin Cowherd type.
Thank you.
Where you watch everything. Yeah.
I think that's more fun. And I just think that gives you stuff to do more year round. I don't think I'll ever be that guy. In fact, I actually was that guy in 7th and 8th grade. In middle school, I was super invested in all NFL. I'd watch every single combine. I would watch replays when I missed stuff because I was at school. So stupid.
Big football.
It was the reason it was because I waited for the carpool and I watched NFL Network while I waited for the carpool. So I just got invested because I was watching it every single day.
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
I'm glad I don't do that now. I don't think I'll watch any of the combine this year. I don't think I'll pay attention to the draft until a few weeks before the draft.
Yeah. I'll be.
If there's quarterbacks, I always get into the draft,
Yeah.
but there's not a good quarterback this year, really.
Malik Willis, and then Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But this is probably the most wide open the first overall pick's been in a long time.
Sounds like Evan Neal right now.
Well, I think the Texans might try and trade it even. It is the Texans. No, it's the Jaguars. Yeah, the Jaguars have the first overall pick.
Who is it now?
I think it's the Jaguars.
Wow, football guys we are.
Yeah, for real. Thanks for tuning into our sports podcast, people.
I forget now.
I would bet you it's the Jaguars.
How much?
$5.
I'll bet Texans.
Okay.
Fuck.
Let's go. Texans aren't even they're 3. Let's
The
go.
Lions. Well,
Yeah, so the Jaguars aren't going to be looking for a quarterback. They'll probably want to try. Actually, I've heard there's a lot of good line. It's a good lineman draft. The meat and potatoes draft is what they call it.
Yeah, Evan Neal. He's a left tackle.
Okay, so yeah, they'll probably do that. When's the last time that happened? It was Eric Fisher or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
Jake Long.
Jake Long, great name. The American Dragon.
Howie's boy.
It is Howie's boy. Was it? Isn't that Chris Long?
Both.
No, they're not.
Jake Long.
They're not brothers.
I'm about 80% sure they're brothers.
I do not think they are. They would have talked about that more in the draft process.
I think they did.
I don't think that. Jesus Christ, where was I when this happened?
Wait, you could be right.
I don't think they are. I think they would have for sure talked about that in the draft process. Let's go.
Fuck.
2 for 2. Let's go.
Oh, you know what happened? I got him and Kyle Long mixed up. Jake.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
No,
happened.
because Jake Long wasn't even that good, I don't think.
He was okay.
Yeah, I don't think he ended up being like a franchise saver. That's got to suck when you use your first round pick on a left tackle and they end up sucking. I mean, that happened with the Vikings.
Well, yeah, he had one good year, but then that's it.
Like, that's like because when you draft a quarterback, like, like, hey, this guy might bust or whatever. You draft a receiver, you draft all that stuff. But then when your team drafts a lineman, you're like, hey, we're making the safe bet. Like, it sucks right now. Like, our draft kind of sucks. We're not going to go buy a jersey or anything.
But we'll have stability for 10, 12
exactly.
years. Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you're just like, fuck.
Yeah, it's completely wasted.
This might be very naive of me, but how do scouts miss on offensive linemen? Like, wouldn't they just like know, like, hey, they're fast, they're strong, and they can block?
Could be just a mental.
I might just be completely naive here, but
yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
Because like quarterbacks, like it's so much between the ears. Running backs too. Like, how do you miss on running backs? I feel like running backs have probably the easiest translation from college to the NFL.
Well, that's why they don't really get drafted any, because you can pick a running back off the street,
100%.
And it's very plug and play.
But like, how did Trent Richardson bust?
Yeah, he just had bad vision.
Yeah, he really did. There's so many damning screenshots of Trent Richardson running the wrong way and their holes like right there, something like that.
Yeah, he was one of those guys that like had one good year and then like just fell off.
Yeah, I remember everyone was like laughing when the Colts, I think, traded a first round pick for him or something. And it was like saying the Browns got fleeced because it was like after his good year. That was the one trade the Browns probably won.
Yeah, now they got like Nick Chubb and all that.
So, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the month of March
Madness.
March Madness. If you are into college basketball betting at all, which I have recently become into myself, then you know that now is the time that separates the boys from the men and the girls from the women.
Ladies, yeah.
The ladies.
Yeah. Tomato.
The ladies. This is where I wouldn't even say this is where true knowledge comes into effect because there's so many crazy things that can happen. This is where real money is made. I will say that. Yep. If you like if you were smart enough to pick the right underdogs, that's where the big money is made.
Out of all the months, this is the busiest your gut will be because you'll be using your gut.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is the busiest gut month around.
Yeah.
And if you're looking to make some gutty bets, if you're looking to gut some bets out, there's no better place to do it than DraftKings, which is the official sports betting partner of this podcast. DraftKings has any bet you could possibly imagine for March Madness, NBA, really just any sport in general.
The whole 9 yards.
I put an esports parlay in the other day. Jade told me a esports parlay. Didn't hit, but I was just fun. Like, I've never thought I would be betting on esports, but it was super easy with DraftKings. So it was right there. So DraftKings has it all. If you're looking to make some real money this March, if your gut's telling you about some team, then you might as well just throw some cheese on it, and turn it into a business. Turn your sports intuition into a side hustle.
Yeah. Passive income.
That's all you got to do. Head to DraftKings now, download the app, and just have yourself a ball this March, because I know I'll be doing it.
It's going to be madness.
It's going to be crazy. Must be 21 years or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Are you gonna watch the combine at all? Have you been?
I'll take a glimpse.
Because quarterbacks don't even really throw anymore. Their agents all just tell them not to. They just tell them to wait for their pro day.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun for like an hour. It's like you're hungover on the couch on a Sunday and you just watch the combine and fall asleep.
I don't think there's anything I would least rather watch in the combine when I'm hungover.
But it's like easy, like falling asleep material.
That's true. It's like golf.
It's exactly.
It's
like golf.
Okay, I get that.
I don't know which combine's probably more peaceful than watching golf.
Yeah, because there's crowds at golf.
Right.
Have you seen this trend that coaches aren't going to the combine anymore? Like McVay's not going. I think there's some other coach that's not going either.
Well, I think pro days are kind of eclipsing the combine.
Well, especially now with technology, you could just do it all you can watch it all on TV. The NFL Network shows every single player.
Right.
Like, you're not going to see something different in person than what's on TV. Like, they post the times.
And he could just probably, like McVay, he could probably just send some of his Rams guys there to interview him and just delegate.
Yeah, the interview part I think is the only part you're really missing on. And apparently the combine is where all the coaches get fucked up.
Yeah.
That part I would think they are missing. Apparently there's like, I've seen so many stories of like there's a certain like row of like steakhouses and bars that all the coaches and agents go to, and they just get fucking plastered that week. That would be so much fun. Which NFL coach that would be the most fun to get fucked up with?
That's a great question.
I think I would go Doug Peterson. I think Doug Peterson would be a blast.
That would be a good one. Fuck, I gotta get a second to think about that.
Yeah, take your time. I think McVay would obviously be fun. But actually, no, McVay would be a nightmare. I think he would just yap a lot. McVay is definitely in the nightmare blunt rotation. I will say that.
Yeah, he'd be like on Adderall or something and just talk too much.
He'd start talking about plays from like 2006 or something like that.
I think Pete Carroll would be kind of fun.
Pete Carroll would be a good time. I bet he can put back some drinks.
Dan Campbell would be a fucking prick about it.
Yeah, I think he would like try and get people to go to. Dan Campbell's the type of dude, he gets drunk and like tries to arm wrestle.
Yeah,
he's 100% that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he tries to get physical, or he like puts you in like a bear hug. Like when he's like goes to the bathroom, comes back and like sneaks up behind you, like puts you in a chokehold.
He'd like order Irish coffee all night, just be way too caffeinated.
Yeah, I agree. I bet Andy Reid would be a fun time.
Yeah, I'd be.
I think he's an early bedtime though.
Yeah,
I think Andy Reid has like a couple, and he leaves before the night really starts to ramp up.
I'm worried for Andy Reid. I always think he's on the brink of getting a heart attack.
I do too,
because he does not look healthy.
No, and he like jokes about like he has like no plans really to like fix his diet or anything like that. Yeah. I do worry about him.
And that Kansas City heat in the summer is like oof does.
And the barbecue.
Oh, yeah, he does not have a good diet. I'm very concerned about him. I like Harbaugh. Harbaugh would be fun.
John Harbaugh, not Jim Harbaugh.
Oh,
Jim Harbaugh would fuck it. There's no one I think I'd rather drink with less than Jim Harbaugh.
Why?
He's so just loud and intense. The last thing I want when I'm drinking with someone is loud and intense.
Why are you
maybe
okay. Are you going to speakeasies or what? What's going on? Like,
no, okay. Let me change this. Are you just drinking? Is it just you and them drinking, or are you in a big group? If I'm in a big group, I could handle Jim Harbaugh. He'd be like a good like lightning rod to get the night going. But if it's just me and him sitting like at a bar, like we were doing bar trivia like last week, if it was just me and him, I would fucking hate that. There would be nothing worse than just boozing right next to Jim Harbaugh. He's just like screaming at the TV. It's like, Jim, this is a rerun game from 2008. This is NFL's best hits.
Yeah. Or it's like the Big Ten Network. It's a replay of the Michigan-Ohio State game.
Oh, he's probably the dude who goes to the bar and requests that game gets put on.
He's got it on DVD. He's like, hey, can you pop this?
Yeah. That'd be a fucking nightmare. I can't really think of anyone. McDermott would maybe be fun.
Yeah.
Sean McDermott. I don't know too much about him, but
he'd be okay.
What about Belichick? Yes or no? You're assuming you're getting like prime offseason Belichick. Like it's May. There's nothing else going on. Like there's no football.
I think it'd be like I'd be really excited to drink with him, but then when I start drinking, I'd be like, all right, he's not really saying.
We have nothing in common.
Yeah, I think
Belichick strikes me as the guy who turns red when he drinks.
Oh yeah, he's like a Tyler. Yeah.
Does Tyler turn red?
Oh yeah, his cheeks get really red.
That's funny. I wonder what that is. That's like a gene, isn't it?
It's an allergic reaction.
Gross.
Yeah.
That's fun. That would be a good time.
I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's somebody. I know there's somebody we're missing. Like
100%. You think Kingsbury is a fun time? Now that he got his contract extension, maybe.
I mean, if he gets a nap in before.
What makes you think? Oh, he is a fucking tired boy.
Sleepy soldier.
A very sleepy soldier.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think Kyle Shanahan would be fun. I think he's too intense.
I'd agree.
I think LaFleur seems like a lightweight.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Speaking of tighty coaches, he looks very tight.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur just seems like a two shot. Like he'd have two shots and then be passed out at the table. Okay. I don't know why. This is all just purely based off my gut. But Matt LaFleur just seems like he would pass out after like 2 or 3 drinks.
How tall is he? He's 5'10" too.
Yeah. What the hell? He's yeah, he is small.
He looks like a tiny man.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur, he'd be the type, he'd come in super excited, like, hell yeah, drinking with the boys, like, the wife's letting me out, and then he just has, like, way too much, way too quick, and is just out for the rest of the night.
He's just like rumplements.
100%, which is kind of me at some nights, too, but...
Right. Well, you guys could bond over that.
Pretty much. I'm just going through divisions now, trying to think of someone, but I think we might have hit them all.
I think we got them all.
Yeah. So that part, I think, would be shitty to miss at the combine. Just like drink. I would love to go. I think they probably close those restaurants down when the combine comes, like makes them private, because I don't think just anyone can go. Because Peter Schrager always brags that he gets in on those events. That's Peter Schrager's thing, is just bragging.
Right.
That he's an insider. I really like Peter Schrager, like his insight and stuff, but he just says some things sometimes. It's just like, you're just bragging for no reason. And you're also like, in any other context, you're a fucking nerd.
You're a nerd. You are me.
Yeah, exactly. That should be me.
Yeah.
That should be me having a podcast with Sean McVay, not you.
Sounds like jealousy there, Matthew.
A little bit. I'm what they say is projecting.
Yes.
100%. You've been keeping up with this MLB lockout at all?
Not really. I just see people on Twitter saying Manfred's worse than Hitler, pretty much.
Seen a lot of that too. People love throwing around the worse than Hitler stuff. I think we've gotten a little too loose as a society with the worse than Hitler.
I think we should back that up a little bit.
Yeah. We could maybe go like worse than Mussolini or something like that.
Yeah, give a notch down.
Worse than Napoleon. But from what I've read a few articles about it, not to brag, and it just sounds like the owners or just the league in general has their very specific set of demands, and they're refusing to meet the players on it because the players obviously want to play.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the first 3 weeks of the season have been, as of now, canceled. Or the first, I think the first 2 series.
2 series, yep.
Yep. So those have been canceled. And yesterday, people were striking outside the MLB offices. And obviously the police came just because police love defending rich people.
Wait, so they're on a public street?
Yeah, but apparently they were like harassing or like disturbing the peace. So they got given the boot. I know like a lot of Barstool employees were out there and they got in trouble. So who knows? They could have actually been like throwing shit or something like that.
Probably.
But it'll be interesting. I haven't really thought of a lockout since the NFL lockout a few years ago. And even then, I think they only missed the Hall of Fame game. That was a while. That was more than a few years ago, I think.
That was like 10 years ago, like 2011.
Yep. But I think they only missed the Hall of Fame game.
And there was an NBA lockout like 10 years ago also.
That's right. That's right. That's right. When LeBron was playing football. That was so funny.
He was so fucking cocky.
Oh, yeah. He was like, I could go to the NFL, whatever you guys want. It's like, LeBron, get in the fucking meeting room. You don't think your input would be nice right about now?
That NBA lockout was actually kind of sweet because there's like, you would see like a bunch of pickup games on the internet.
The NBA lockout actually went into, I think, Christmas Day, didn't it?
It was a while. Yeah. Because yep, you're right.
Yeah, I think they started the season on Christmas. Yeah.
But like Kevin Durant was like,
going to
at Rucker Park,
fucking
like,
balling
that shit
up.
was so sick.
I do like that a lot. I do like now that the internet's around. Like Joel Embiid does that. He's famous for going to Philly, like parks and just wrecking people.
Yeah.
I wish that I would have loved to see like I know AI did that back in the day too. I wish we had like video of AI cooking people.
Mm-hmm. And like during that NBA lockout, it was kind of like the blossoming of like Twitter.
Exactly,
like, really popping off.
Especially like NBA Twitter.
Yes, so that was like really cool to see.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with the MLB. I do really opening day is probably when I watch the most baseball besides if I actually go to a game. So I'm a little bummed that that's going to be delayed if it still stays that way.
Oh, also, okay, here we go.
Yeah, go for it.
I like watching the Twins a lot. Fuck Bally Sports. I fucking hate Bally Sports.
Are they
so
the people
much.
who broadcast the Twins game?
So yeah, they bought Fox Sports North, but Bally Sports is not on like any like streaming platform.
Yeah, so you have to have like basic cable to. I remember this because we were trying to find. I was living in North Carolina with my friend at the time, and he's a pretty big Twins fan. We were trying to find the game, we couldn't, so we were forced to buy MLB TV.
Yeah, and like I don't understand why they can't come to a deal.
I don't understand. Yeah, I guess like money and all that shit, but I just don't understand the advantage of holding out your product from as many people as possible. Is it all just because money?
Yeah, because I would be watching the Wild. I'd be watching the T-Wolves. And I would be definitely been watching the Twins like I used to like every summer, like every day.
It's perfect like background TV.
Right. And I like, okay, I want to see how they're fucking doing, but like I have no idea how anybody's doing. And I was trying to watch the Wild the other night. They're on ESPN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And it got blocked out. Like
that's ridiculous.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to watch your product and they're not letting me watch your product.
That's so stupid. Is that just a like Midwest, like a Fox Sports North thing?
I think it's
all the Fox
Bally
Sports.
Sports is not on any sort of like YouTube TV subscription.
Yeah,
you know, there's like Bally Sports wherever. Yep. Yeah, it's very similar to Fox Sports, like whatever.
Yeah,
but like they're just like on like no streaming services, not on Hulu Live, not on YouTube TV. Like, I don't understand the thinking with that.
I'm obviously fucking money talks, shit walks, I guess, but when you're debating over just like millions and millions of dollars, I just don't know. I don't relate to a lot of like money. I'm not business minded at all.
I thought you were. Sorry, that's why I asked.
No, yeah, no, you're good. I don't have the answer, unfortunately. But yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't understand how you can withhold your product and expect that to work out in the long term. People are just going to lose interest.
It's a lose, I think.
Yeah.
Like nobody's winning.
Exactly. Like I guess I think it's just a bunch of old stubborn like businessmen who are just holding out for the win. They just want the win. That's all it is.
Right. It's just I don't know.
Like I'm not going to I'm sorry. Like I only watch the Twins. I'm not going to pay for MLB TV just to
Right.
watch the Twins get rocked.
And I think you're subject to blackout too if you don't pay for like the ultimate package or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. That happened to us. We bought the MLB TV basic and it was like, yep, you still can't do it. So we had to upgrade to the ultimate. And then I think my friend still has it, but like we split it for those first months while we were living together.
It's so
But I was just like,
stupid.
because I think you have to buy it for the whole season.
Right. It's like an arm and a leg.
Yeah. At that point, it's literally cheaper, especially for the Twins. It's literally cheaper to go to the games.
But a lot of but if you're blacked out like in Fargo, you're 3 hours away. You're not.
Yeah.
gonna go to the fucking
Yeah.
game.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Especially for a Twins game.
Yeah.
It's
No.
one thing if it's a Vikings game, but like
Yeah. The Vikings, at least it's only like a few games a year. You'll stomach it. You'll like pay up or whatever. But the Twins play like every single night. Like,
you're gonna
people-
black it out.
yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like what you're doing is you're making fans just you're just weaning fans off of your product basically.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like you're like they're trying to quit your. It's like an addiction. Like they're like usually it's just like a habit. Oh, I'll turn on the Twins game while I'm like cooking dinner or something. And now you're just making it so. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna forget. I'm gonna replace it with something else.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I don't know. I just want to rant that I had to get off my chest.
No, I'm glad
I
you got it
fucking
off.
hate Bally Sports.
Yeah, I hope
And also Bally Sport. That's such a bad name.
it really is. I keep how you're saying Valley for the first like
Yeah,
5 times you said it there.
there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna look into the camera for this one. Fuck you, Bally Sports.
Bally Sports.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together.
And you too, MLB. Fucking get baseball ready to go. It's not that hard.
It's not that
Meet in the
hard.
middle. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we want a product they will only watch opening day of.
Yeah,
Till the
exactly.
playoffs.
If you want my 2 eyeballs on your product for a weekend,
Get it together.
get it together for real. I'd like to start watching baseball. I just don't know where to. I guess you start by just watching. That was about to be. I'm glad I caught myself there. That was about to be fucking stupid.
I like to watch baseball, but I
just don't know where to start. Yeah, I'm glad I caught myself there. All right, shit. So you got your rant off your chest. I'm gonna get my rant off my chest.
Okay.
The Lakers are a poverty franchise,
Yes.
and I'm sick of it. I've been the biggest Lakers stan probably since Kobe left. Like I was like, hey, trust the process. I was there for the Wesley Connington days or the Jeremy Lin days, all that shit. The Kyle Kuzma days. I still played as them in 2K when it was like Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma.
Mm.
I get they're standing up to LeBron. The new news coming out is that Jeannie Buss was really pissed when LeBron said like when LeBron said he was like one of Cleveland's all-stars or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Which I get that. That was a fucking stupid thing for LeBron to say.
Yeah.
Because he said like he's like, oh, Cleveland actually has 3 all-stars: Garland, Jerrod Allen, and me.
So like middleman LeBron, like
That is the one thing in the grand scheme. I said this on the podcast before. Grand scheme of things, LeBron I think is a great role model, but just those little fucking things he
just drives
says,
you nuts.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like when you're in middle of the season, like you'll forget about it in a month or so,
Yeah.
but mid season it's just like,
What
the fuck are you doing?
Go zero dark. Go zero dark.
Yeah, go zero dark 30, but with press conferences, LeBron, seriously.
Yeah.
But so apparently that really pissed owner Jeannie Buss off, and she stood up to Rich Paul and LeBron for like the first time, and now apparently the two sides aren't really talking right now.
Oh wow.
So it's been kind of icy in Laker Town, and plus also they fucking suck. They're
bad.
so bad.
They're very bad.
So I think they're at a crossroads. I think they were at this crossroads when Magic Johnson left too. It reminds me a lot of that situation where they either need to ship off LeBron and just blow the whole thing up and start over, or they need to say, fuck it, here's the keys, LeBron. What do you want us to do?
Does this hurt LeBron's legacy for how shitty the Lakers are?
I was thinking that the other day. I think we're gonna, in the grand scheme of things, 10, 20 years down the road, I don't think we'll think of the LeBron Lakers years.
Mm.
Although they did win a championship, granted, Mickey Mouse ring.
Yeah.
But I think we'll look at it more like the Jordan Wizards years or I think that's probably my best example because Peyton Manning was actually pretty good on the Broncos.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
LeBron is still playing well. Individually speaking, he is playing well. It's just his team sucks, and I just don't know.
Well, he also built the team.
Do you actually believe that, though?
Well, wrangling in Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook.
Anthony Davis, that one is on him. Yes. I don't think Westbrook was as much on him. I don't think Westbrook was his first choice.
I mean, Frank Vogel is his coach.
Ty Lue was technically the coach. Then he backed out.
Okay.
That was supposed to be Ty Lue.
Fair enough.
Then it was Frank Vogel.
But I think that's one of LeBron's guys is Frank Vogel. Maybe his B choice.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he got the coach. He got Anthony Davis, who just fucking, we got to get some bubble wrap around him or something. I don't know how. I'm sure he's tough. I'm sure he's way tougher than me.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
But fuck, he misses fucking every game. When does he play?
I don't see him play at all.
Yeah.
That is true. And in the bubble, he played quite a bit. But yeah,
He did that. Well, that's when it all worked out. Like that bubble season worked out perfectly for the Lakers because they got a whole off season to like rest up before the playoffs.
Right.
It just worked out perfectly.
Mhm.
Like if that season had gone on the way it is, there's no chance that Lakers team would have won the championship.
Right. Yeah.
The Clippers would have smoked them.
Yeah. Maybe. Hard to say. I don't know.
But the LeBron Anthony Davis thing, it works when they're both on the court. It's Anthony Davis in a vacuum is probably the best player LeBron's ever played with, I would say. Kyrie is close.
Yeah. I was going to say D Wade, but D Wade
was shot at those by the time LeBron
He was
got
like
there.
on the tail end of his prime.
Yes.
D-Wade.
He would still D Wade would put up like the quietest 25 you would ever see.
Yeah.
Like you'd look at the box score after game like, wait, when did Dwayne Wade score 25? Because it would just be a lot of like dishes like for layups or just like quick mid-ranges.
Right.
Or free throws.
That's true.
Kyrie was phenomenal in that series, that 3-1 series. But I still think overall talent, Anthony Davis is the best player LeBron's played with in a vacuum.
In a vacuum.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, I just don't know where the Lakers go from here. Shaq was saying the other day that he thinks they go the route like give LeBron the keys. But like there's nothing they can do this season. This season's kind of a wash.
Yeah, the deadline's done.
Yeah, they'll go to the play-in tournament, and I think they'll probably make it to the playoffs. But if you think the fucking Suns are afraid of playing them in the 1 seed or the Warriors or anything like that,
yeah, that's a lot of pressure.
LeBron's gonna have to go fucking zero dark 60.
1,000.
Yeah, he's gonna have to not just stay off social media. He's gonna have to take the apps off his phone.
That's a big step for him.
He's gonna have to. You have to just put his whole phone. He might have to go flip phone for this playoffs.
It's like that photo of LeBron with the flip phone taking a picture. Have you seen?
Oh yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like he's gonna have that phone,
or he's gonna have to go back to reading the Hunger Games before games, like he did back in Miami.
or like The Godfather.
Yep, he would do that one too. He would read the first chapter of every book known to man. That is the one criticism for LeBron I will always laugh at, is that he only reads the first chapters of books and he just loves getting pictures taken with books.
Yeah. He's a bookworm.
He needs to get a Kindle. He doesn't need to have get a hardcover of a book.
Right. Well, he's like, I'd probably retain it better if read it this way.
Is that a LeBron impression?
That's LeBron. That's pretty good, actually.
He was like a Southern man.
That's how he talks, though. Well, he's in the South, California.
That's a stretch.
A few thousand miles off.
It is. Oh, shit. Yeah, I hope it works out because I think the playoffs are better when LeBron's in them. I think personally, I still think the league relies a bit on LeBron. I think if LeBron retired right now, the league would be in trouble. I've said this before on the podcast.
Yeah, I really don't know, to be honest.
I think Giannis and KD and Steph could do pretty well, but I think LeBron's a pretty big factor for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And just the Lakers in general. If the Lakers are in the playoffs, it's obviously better too.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't really know.
We will.
I don't know.
Speaking of the Lakers, are you going to be watching the Lakers HBO series at all?
Yeah, I'll take a gander at it.
I'm going to get HBO for that reason. I've been like flirting with the idea for a while. This and Larry David is coming out with like an interview documentary thing about his life.
Oh.
So I want to check that one out too.
Well, there's much better shows on HBO. If that's all you're looking forward to.
I've heard that Game of Thrones one is pretty good.
Yes, that's one of them.
I don't think I'll ever watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things except for the ending. People bitched about the ending.
I never saw the ending.
Really?
I made it like the first 5 seasons.
I think if I were to watch it, I would only watch those first few seasons. I think I would just stop before that last season.
That's kind of what I did. I watched like the first 5 and missed the last 2.
I'm just not a fantasy guy. I like superhero and I like sci-fi. I do not like fantasy. It's too slow for me.
You like superhero sci-fi, but you don't like fantasy.
I don't know what
Weird.
what it is.
That's bizarre.
I think it's because superhero and sci-fi, I could still I'm still grounded in reality a little bit. Like the rest of the world around is like realistic.
Okay.
And even like Lord of the Rings, I was just so bored except for the Smeagol parts.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
I just like doing my Smeagol impression, but I'm not going to do it on the podcast.
Don't do it on the podcast.
I'll save that for when we have a Patreon. I'll do a whole episode of Smeagol.
Yeah, that'll get people.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, so stay tuned for that one.
The Smeagol episode.
So yeah, the show is coming out. I'm a little bummed out. The only thing I'm bummed out is that Larry Bird was originally going to be played by Bo Burnham. Did you know that?
Weird.
Right? But he backed out because he had a scheduling conflict. But I really wish that would have happened because I would have loved to see it. Because Bo Burnham's huge. He's like 6'6".
Is he that tall?
He's really, I think so. This has been the height episode. We've been looking up everyone's height. Might as well look it up. But I'm pretty sure he's like
He's probably
6'6".
5'10", like everybody else in the world.
He might be, but no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, see, the first thing that comes up is his height. He is 6'5".
6'5", wow.
Yeah, he's huge. But he was going to play Larry Bird, and I was so excited to see how that would have gone. But
Interesting.
he backed out. But it'll still be a really good series. I think I'm still going to watch. I like John C. Reilly a lot.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really interesting. And it's just a cool premise. But it got me thinking, what other teams or sports stories would you love to see a movie or a TV show on?
I would like to see the 2010 Vikings.
They were pretty fucking chaotic.
Polarizing.
100%.
So
that was the dome collapsing.
That was Favre's last year with the Vikings.
Randy Moss comes back for a month.
Gets bad catering food, quits.
No, he didn't quit because of that. He got cut because he got pass interference and didn't go for when the ball landed at his feet against the Patriots. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. But there was some somebody, they had catering and Randy Moss made a big scene.
It's my favorite Viking story of all time. They got catering and it was a local shop and he said, "What the fuck, you guys are serving us dog food?" Made a big scene. And Chad Greenway, fucking savior of local business, was so pissed off that he had to be held back from fighting Randy Moss.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, dude. Fucking Chad Greenway was quote unquote inconsolable. And I went to Christmas like a month after that happened in his hometown because that's like where my mom grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the talk of the town. Everyone's like, yeah, Chad was so happy when Randy was cut. He said he was the cockiest sumbitch you ever done seen. That's my Mitchell, South Dakota impression.
He's so mean.
Yeah, they said they were all that Chad Greenway could not have been happy when Randy was off the team. But yeah, Chad was fucking pissed.
Over pasta?
No, just the fact that Randy was making fun of a local business.
I see. If it was Olive Garden, Chad wouldn't have said anything.
No, yeah, but it was like a local small business, and apparently Chad was just heated. It's like, these are hardworking people like me.
Wow, what a lunch pill guy Chad Greenway is.
Oh, the definition. Couldn't catch for shit, but
yeah,
that would be a good one. I would say the 2010s Miami Heat. I think that we talked about them a little bit earlier with D Wade, but they had so many characters on that squad.
Yep.
Mike Miller, Ray Allen, Greg Oden, Juwan Howard, Shane Battier, Mario Chalmers would be hilarious to see on the big screen.
Yeah.
LeBron D Wade. And then it ends with like how Pat Riley, like after they lost in the finals of the Spurs, Pat Riley like basically said like if these guys like flee, they're cowards, and they all left.
Oh wow.
Except for I think D Wade stayed for a year. But LeBron left, and then Chris Bosh left for the Mavericks and never played it.
You said 2013 Heat. You said 2010 Heat.
Just the 2010s in general. It would start with the decision. Yeah,
Gotcha.
It would start with the decision. It'd be like a 3-season show.
Gotcha.
Start with the decision, have them losing like season 1 ends with them losing the Mavericks, and then like they win season 2. It's the game 7 against the Spurs to win it would be sick, and then they get rocked by the Spurs the next year.
Wow, real downfall of a story that would be.
A little bit, yeah. So I like them. I think the 2014 New England Patriots would be good. The year with the Seahawks one, because that was like the Deflate Gate. That was their first Super Bowl win in 10 years.
Yep.
People always forget that. They were in the Super Bowl twice in that time period, but they had one for 10 years. Tom Brady said that's his favorite Super Bowl of all time. And it's his favorite football moment was the Malcolm Butler pick. What, you disagree with that? What do you think his win against the Rams was his best Super Bowl?
Well, I think his first one was his best Super Bowl. Well, like just for him, I thought the first one would be his best one or favorite one.
I don't think so. He didn't know what he didn't know at that point. He was like it was his second year in the league, his first year starting.
Yeah, I guess.
And he probably just thought, oh, this shit's easy. The first probably 3, he even said like the first 3 is like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah. I suppose if you have sex for the first time, it's not going to be your best round. It's going to be like down the road.
Yeah, but he's still the one you think about the most probably.
That's true.
Or if Malcolm Butler walks in when you're having sex, that would probably be pretty memorable too, though.
Yeah, that's true. Another one I have is the 86 Mets. They just had they won the World Series that year. They were doing a bunch of drugs in the clubhouse. Were they? Like just railing lines, drinking.
Drugs are cool.
Drugs are so sweet. But I think that'd be kind of cool.
Never done them, but
yeah. And I think that would fit HBO very well if they were, it's very drug heavy. So
yeah. My next one, I guess this one I was thinking about the channel. I want the 2008 Boston Celtics, but I want it to be just a shitty like CBS laugh track comedy. Because those fucking dudes, I know we've talked about this on the podcast before, but they fucking milk that championship like no other.
Yeah.
There's never been a team that has milked one championship more than the 2008 Boston Celtics. So I'm going to say them and make it just like a laugh track comedy just to disrespect them.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett can shove off. Paul Pierce can shove off.
And Kevin Garnett can play himself.
Yeah, he's an actor now.
Yeah.
He did really good in Uncut Gems.
Very good.
Yeah, any more? I got one more.
I got nothing.
The last one I have, excuse me.
Bless you. Wow.
Thank you, is the Ryan Lochte saga.
Okay.
I think that would be really funny. I went back and looked at those details again of that story. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
They were all, him and the boys were all hammered and went into a Shell gas station and just destroyed the bathroom, like just for fun. And then like when they got questioned afterwards and like tried to leave the country or whatever, they said they got robbed and that's why the bathroom was that bad. And then afterwards, Lochte came on to, I think it was the Today Show, and he said, I over-exaggerated that story, which is the funniest way to say I blatantly lied of all time. Nothing could be further from the truth. That they literally did not get robbed whatsoever. They didn't have a gun pointed at them at all.
Yeah.
But they said someone came in and pointed a gun at their forehead and like trashed the place and left.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh, it was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he was quite the character too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Like you could get like Jimmy Tatro to play him or like just whoever like is famous for playing just like frat douchebags or something like that.
Yeah. There's somebody out there. I don't know.
Like the guy who plays Thad Castle could probably play him from Blue Mountain State.
I'm not a big Blue Mountain State fan.
I'm not either. I'm surprised you're. No, I'm not surprised you're not. You never watched it in college with the boys. We had we had a nightly tradition where all the boys would come over to my dorm and we would watch it. And I hated it. I'm like this. It was just like one of those shows. I'm like, I don't like. I know. I know I'm straight, but this show just makes me like question that because all the other guys in the room were like, oh, fucking chicks and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not like that excited. Like it's TV. Like I'm not that excited.
It's like turned up masculinity.
100. That's probably the right word for it. But yeah, it was just I felt just so out of place watching that show. I just like I get like why you guys are laughing, but like really.
It's just like low hanging fruit jokes.
Yeah, I'm like, have you guys ever heard of I don't know The Office?
Yeah,
I was fucking that guy, dude.
Have you heard of Rick and Morty?
Actually, at that point for me, it would have been freshman year. Yeah, it would have been like How I Met Your Mother.
I've never really watched it before.
I enjoy. It's the one laugh track comedy I can stomach.
Not Seinfeld?
I've never seen it.
Wow.
Well, we each got a homework assignment for.
Yeah, I got to watch every episode
month.
of a 200 episode TV series.
Pretty much.
With March Madness going on.
Yeah. We won't know a single game. We'll just be like, oh, we'll be logging on to this podcast. Like, yeah, so Barney and Robin just not getting together.
It just turns into like a How You Met Your Mother podcast.
Pretty much. The Goose Egg How I Met Your Mother podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the only ones I got.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, cool. You got anything else to say before we wrap it up? You got any locks for this weekend? Any games you're going to be watching specifically?
If you're going to parlay any college basketball, I would put a Duke parlay in.
Okay. You just think they're going to crush?
Just, sprinkle the
little
parlay.
Sprinkle?
Yep.
Don't hate that.
I think that's the safest bet this week.
I'll do that myself. I didn't take any of your bets last week. I kind of feel bad, so I'm going to take this one.
Yeah. So if anybody's doing a parlay, just throw in a Duke money line. I think it's almost a guarantee. Odds aren't probably very good, but it's pretty much a guarantee.
It's free cheese.
Very free cheese.
I would call it.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. March Madness is around the corner. Stay tuned. We might be doing some sort of stream or something like that. We haven't worked out the details yet, but it'll be a good time. Enjoy college basketball. Enjoy the NBA, unless you're a dad, because all dads hate the NBA.
Yeah, stick to high school basketball.
Exactly. Cheer on your local high school basketball team this week. Peace.
Peace.